In 1996, I had to make the toughest decision of my life. That decision would change the trajectory of not only my own life, but the life of my sons and my stepdaughter. I had come to a decision about who it was that I am, and I had to decide on how I would leave the legacy for my children. I didn't know what to expect for myself. I didn't know what to expect for them. I had mulled over the decision for quite some time. I believe that I was making the best decision for everyone involved. I hadn't consulted other people who had gone through the same thing that I had. I was too afraid to. I tried to rationalize every ending to each story that I concocted. And to me, the best decision was me leaving my children with their father. And it was the hardest thing that I did. I went through a bout of depression. I didn't know that's what it was. I just knew that I was just in what I thought was like a slump, I guess. I don't know if I even thought about it. I was just going to work, coming back home and not doing anything and just kind of sitting on the edge of my bed looking at the wall. It was a very hard time for me. But one day a friend said to me, "You cannot continue on like this. You have got to, you've already done the hard part. You've already done the hard part. Now you have to live." And basically, that was exactly what I needed in order to move in a direction that I needed to go into, because I was headed down the wrong path. So I said all that to say that 20 years later, there's so much that I have to look forward to, that my sons have to look forward to. We've been through a lot. We've loved each other through it. We've spent summers together. We've spent holidays together. It's been, when I look back on it, and of course, hindsight is 2020. When I look back on it, there are certain things that I can say, I wish I had known better. I wish I had known this. I wish I had done it this way. But the way that I have done it is the way that it is. So the only opportunities at this particular time is to live from some of those mistakes, to live from some of those decisions, and to keep moving forward. And that's what my children and I have decided to do, is to continue to move forward. There is a show that will be coming up in the fall of 2017 called From Younghood to Manhood. And it is going to be a show about a young man who's had a very tumultuous life and who has 2 children of his own, and that he has had to literally transform himself and to transition his life into something from being who he was to who he is ultimately wanting to be. I implore you to watch this show. It's going to be a great show. You're going to see the side of life that some people get to see. I won't say that many people don't get to see, but you get to see it from this young man's perspective, and I think it's dope. So if you have the opportunity this fall to watch Younghood to Manhood, make sure that you do it. It is a show that is, in some parts of it a little heart-wrenching. Some of it is you're gonna laugh, and some of it you're going to think, wow, anyone could have made that choice. Anyone could have made that decision. But it's ultimately about a young African American young man who's decided to live his life from a different perspective, and to show that, you know, many young African American men love their children and want to, you know, see them succeed and to grow and to move into better spaces. And this young man is actually doing it. So take a look at the Live Network and see all of the shows that we'll have coming up in the fall, and you're going to love it. Have a great day.